Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters and viewers of IQRA TV, welcome back to the second part of this program, Real Talk. I'm your host, Iqbal Bana. Today we've been talking with Sufi Bansi, who, as I said before, is not a stranger to this program. She's been on my program a couple of times before to talk about other issues. But today we've been focusing on this amazing visit that took place on the 15th of January. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, and for those, as I say, who don't really know, I didn't know the titles properly before, that means Prince William and his wife visited Bradford. And this visit was specifically to come and meet the Pakistani Muslim community of the city of Bradford, because they've been, Pakistani Muslim community have been a part of the fabric of Bradford for over 70 years here. People came in here as migrants, workers, to work in the mixed textile mills, engineering companies, etc. And now have made the home. We've now got 3-4 generations of people of Pakistani origin and heritage who are now, who for them, Bradford is their city. And what they wanted to come and see was how have the Bradfordians, whichever colour they may be, are working and living together. Because there was a lot of negativity about Bradford, not just within Bradford, but outside as well. In that trip, they made 3 visits. First to City Hall, where they met several people from the community, young people as well. Then they went to the Kismet Centre, but in between, there was a secret visit that took place, which was not publicised, and that then became a major focus of their visit as well. And that was at the very well-known, an institution within Bradford, also now across the country as well, and that is My Lahore restaurant. And I'm really glad that the chief executive, Asghar Ali, of My Lahore restaurant has managed to join me. Asghar, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to my program, Real Talk and IQRA TV.
Walaikum
I believe you've had a real journey coming across the Pennines from Manchester.
I apologise for my lateness.
No need for apologies. We've been talking about this visit, and obviously the visit was to your place.
Yes.
Which was not made public, but then obviously after on the day of the visit, people realised, they came to your place, and from the images that we've seen, and from all the pictures that were sent around the world, this was a major coup for you, as well as them as well. I mean, your family were there, your workers were there, but much more importantly, something that you showcased was some of the charity work that My Lahore do. When you first found out that they were going to come, how did you feel?
We were quite overwhelmed to be given the opportunity of something like this. But we were very happy that it was us, of course, as you can imagine.
Right.
But as you were mentioning earlier, I think it's not just for My Lahore, but I think it's an acknowledgement for our whole British Pakistani community nationwide. Right. The way they came, the way they spent time with us, it was a real acknowledgement from their behalf to basically say that we understand the hard work that's gone on for the last 60, 70 years within the British Pakistani community, and we're here to thank you for that.
Right. I mean, obviously we had, both the royal couple started, they made all the mango milkshake.
Yeah, they were so down to earth and so welcoming from their own perspective. They made everybody feel at ease. They met all the family members that were there. They met all the staff very kindly. They took the coats off. They went behind the kitchens. They made some mango lassi and some mango milkshakes.
I mean, we see the image there where is your brother showing them around, and yeah. And I mean, when I was talking to Sophie earlier before you came, one of the things in the past, people have this image of the royal family being so standoffish to a certain extent.
Not at all.
With obviously the Duke and Duchess, you didn't find that, did you?
It was absolutely the opposite of that. They were so down to earth and so easy to talk to.
Right.
And they were very interested in everybody. So whoever they spoke to, whether it was the chef or whether it was a family member, whoever they spoke to, they were really interested in what they had to say.
Right.
They listened carefully. They didn't just spend a few minutes, they were there for a good hour and a half at the restaurant.
And I believe they also had a lunch, at your place.
They did. They're big fans of curries, what we got told on the day.
Right.
Apparently they make curries at home as well.
Do they?
Yeah, it's one of their favourite dishes, so they were really overwhelmed with the food that we had on offer for them.
Right.
But they do like their spice.
Do they?
Yes.
All right, so they're very, very much into Asian food, is it?
They are. Not only Asian food, but they're very much into the Asian culture. They really appreciate it and acknowledge it.
Right.
And I think that's probably one of the main reasons why they came to Bradford.
I mean, when they came into My Lahore, obviously, people were not supposed to know they're coming to My Lahore, but
no.
I heard that there was a little bit of the news that had been leaked out, So I'm assuming that Sophie was under a lot of pressure from people saying, can I come, can you get me in? Did you face that challenge as well? Because obviously this is a massive sort of coup for the organisation.
It was myself and Shkood and Ishfaq that knew about the visit, and we really couldn't tell anybody, so we had to just keep it under wraps. Even family members, we didn't actually tell them until the actual day.
Right.
And then a few family members turned up.
Right. Were they?
Yeah.
So these were people who are not supposed to be there. But I mean, obviously, I can see the images there. They're talking to everybody, like you say. From what I've heard, they're very down to earth, very simple. None of these airs and graces, in them at all.
No.
So, what sort of conversation did you have with the royal couple?
Well, they were very interested in knowing about My Lahore and the history of My Lahore, where we started, how the business is structured, and in terms of what our plans are for the future.
Right.
So we had a good conversation around that.
I mean, for those of you who are outside Bradford, who may not have had the opportunity to visit My Lahore, I mean, if you ever come to Bradford, I would tell you, please make sure you go there, because I've had a couple of meals over there in the last few weeks and even before that, and it is a fabulous place to be. I mean, it's obviously your business model and your main sort of customer base is very young people, isn't it? Young people who come there.
Well, it started off as that, as young people, but now lots of families come as well. The food's quite diverse, so it...
And how many outlets have you got?
We've got 5 outlets at the moment. So we've got 2 in Bradford.
Yeah.
Our 3rd one open in Leeds, then Manchester, Birmingham, and now inshallah we should be opening in London in March. Inshallah.
Oh, you're opening one in London as well.
Inshallah.
All right. So obviously you're expanding, and I understand you employ about 400 people. Do you?
We employ 450 people and
Oh,
under 27 different nationalities.
Wow, that's a real sort of diversity of employees, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you do outside catering as well.
We do. So we have a marquee in Manchester where
Right.
we hold weddings and events.
Right.
And we also do outside catering across the country.
All right. So is that your main business, or is the restaurant your main?
No, the restaurant's our core business, but the
Right.
catering and wedding business has really taken off as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of our existing customer base come to us and say, can you cater for our weddings? That's how that started.
All right, I see.
And then it's just excelled and developed from there.
I mean, one of the reasons I think My Lahore was selected amongst all the other organisations that are here is because of the charitable work that you do. And I understand that you provide food for the people who are homeless, etc., through the Muslim Women's Council, isn't it? Can you talk a little bit about, tell us a little bit about that? What do you do?
When we first started in 2002, we had a very simple mantra, which was treat others the way you would like to be treated yourself. At that time, there was only 7 family members that were involved in the business. Today, as I said, we've got 450 employees. But that mantra still holds strong till this day.
Right.
Just treating people right. And one of the philosophies that we've had is anybody that's come and knocked on our door for any help in any capacity, whatever it might be, we've never turned them away. Even if it's a small donation from our perspective, if it's just a cake that we can offer, financial contributions or whatever it is, we've always tried to support anybody that's come through the door. And I think that's really resonated over the years. Our customers and our community recognise My Lahore as a pillar within the community that's always supported and always helped whoever has come to our door for that help.
So, I mean, how did you get engaged with the Curry Circle in particular? Because that's the Curry Circle provides food to once a week, is it?
So we've been providing food to the homeless of Bradford for many years now.
Right.
And then Curry Circle obviously formalised a charity whereby they were going to do this. So we were quite happy to support them.
Right. So how many? I understand you provide 100 meals a week, is it, a day?
Yes, 100 meals a week.
100 meals a week.
Yes.
And that's
or whenever they come to us. So whenever they have their events or
Right.
whenever they require the food, we provide it. So it's on an ad hoc basis.
And this is a meal that you would normally serve in the restaurant as well. It's not something for the homeless and those who are less fortunate. They get a different class of meal.
Not all. As I said, treat others the way you'd like to be treated yourself. Whatever food we make, we don't look at it and think we're making it for a certain person and we're going to make it slightly differently. Whatever we make to the best of our capabilities.
And were the royal couple interested in that? I mean, this is part of your corporate social responsibility, which I think every good business should do anyway. But how did they respond to that? Were they aware of it? Were they told about it on the day when they visited you, and did they ask you questions about it?
I think they were aware of it, and they did ask the question, and they were very enthused by the fact that we do so much charity work.
Right.
And they were very impressed with the partnership that we've got with the Curry Circle. And they were also quite impressed with the Curry Circle as well for the work that they do.
Right. And this is run by the Muslim Bradford Women's Council, isn't it?
Yeah.
The curry circles have been managed and run by them.
Run by them, yeah.
Right, so
and I
okay.
think I have to actually come in and just pay testimony to that. It's the first time myself and Askar have met each other, but
Right.
I have been liaising with him for years on email
All
because
right.
my Lahore.
So you first time you met each other?
We've met each other
Yes.
here.
You've been emailing
yeah,
each
we've
other all
been
these
emailing
years.
each other or speaking on the phone.
Right.
And actually every Christmas, as you know, the Kidmat Centres has its annual Christmas dinner.
Yes, which
so
is
this
for
year,
you. Yeah,
was
yeah.
the 8th year, and actually it's my Lahores that cook that dinner for us on Christmas Day.
All
so
right.
pre-Christmas, we're constantly we're still doing the drop-off for the food. So even though I believe you have a staff training day, is it on actual Christmas Day or your fun day?
We
or
have our
something?
annual fun day on
Yeah.
Christmas Day, which
Oh,
means
right.
all our restaurants are closed, our production's closed, but
They always go out of their way.
And this is
they
where
will cook.
you invite local non-Muslim people
Yeah, Christian
who
elders.
are on their own,
Yeah,
mainly non-Muslim people who are
Yes.
living on their own, to
Yeah.
come and have a proper Christmas meal.
Yeah,
So you decorate the centre, with all the Christmas decorations,
yeah.
including a Christmas tree, and I believe they also get a present as well.
Yes, they do. Yeah,
And this
and the traditional Christmas dinner, which, even though we have an industrial kitchen, it just wouldn't be big enough for us to cater.
Right.
So they really do go out the way, and they have been doing that.
And I
ever since
understand
we
they make
started.
you make turkey as well, don't you?
we do. We make any kind
Yeah.
of food.
So you serve turkey to the.
Yeah, so it's whatever will go with their palate, and we have to be mindful of people's teeth as well. So sometimes they want chicken instead of turkey, so it's
Right.
whatever they can. But they do an absolutely wonderful job
I
every
mean,
year.
I've sort of met Asghar before on many occasions, but I didn't know him who he was. Every charity occasion I've been to in Bradford,
He's
my
there.
Lahore's there, and this is something that I'm really impressed with, and may Allah give you even more strength and more ability to do more of this work. But I mean, coming back to the royal visit, obviously this is a major coup, not just for Bradford, as you say, but the people of Bradford, but also for you as an organisation.
Yes.
I mean, because the publicity around this visit has gone out all over. I mean, as we spoke about earlier, there were OK Magazine, OK Magazine, other magazines, have all featured this visit to Bradford as well. Was My Lahore part of that sort of publicity? I mean, I haven't seen any of this. So, have you seen it?
Yeah, it's been well publicised all over the place. I'd put it down to, from our perspective, it's 17 years of hard work and overnight success.
Okay.
So something like this has just really cemented what we've been doing for the last 17 years anyway.
Right.
And it's gone out in the public eye in much larger domain, which we're very grateful for. But I'm a great believer, you were talking about the charity work, and I'm a great believer that the more you give, the more Allah Ta'ala gives back
Definitely.
to you.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is just a testament of that, really.
So in terms of the other important thing I remember somebody mentioning to me was that Prince William himself was very keen about looking at opportunities for young people. This discussion he had at City Hall with some of the young people. And you provide traineeships for young people because you're very close to the college, aren't you? And you've had a relationship with the college for a long time, but that was an informal relationship, providing sort of learning opportunities in the hospitality industry. I understand that has been formalised, hasn't it, that agreement?
Yeah, that's been formalised now with the Bradford College. So we made a pledge on that day to have a partnership with Bradford College for the apprenticeships. But it's something as a business that we need anyway.
Yeah.
In the past, we were always heavily reliant upon Asian chefs from the subcontinent. But now what we'd like to do, especially with the fact that we're getting more confident as a company to grow and expand. And as I said earlier, we're opening in London, and inshallah we'll hopefully be opening more branches across the country. And to do that, we need to skill up our local people as opposed to rely upon overseas talent.
Right.
So this apprenticeship scheme that we've got going with the Bradford College is going to be really useful for us in terms of our growth strategy going forward.
Right. And how did they respond to that? I mean, I'm assuming he was very happy to acknowledge the fact that you've entered into this agreement with the college as well.
Yeah, they were very impressed with the fact that we were doing that, but they were also very happy the fact that we're looking to employ local young people, which I think is a big on the agenda within the whole country.
And I believe the college principal of the college was there on the day to showcase, the agreement that you've signed up with the college in My Lahore.
Yes.
Right. So you're providing employment opportunities, skills training for young people.
Well, we'll be taking on apprentices from the college, so they'll be getting trained up at the college, and then they'll be coming into our organisations and getting the practical skills, and then hopefully if that works, if they pass at the college and they pass within their practical experience that they have with us, then we'll be looking to take these people on.
All right, excellent. But going forward, I mean, I'm assuming that this visit has obviously put you were on the map, but this has now put you on a different map, internationally as well. How has this benefited your company in terms of, are you getting still a lot of inquiries, customers, people wanting to come and see you? And
we've always had a very large British Asian following within our company.
Right.
And what this has done, and we noticed it straight after the visit, within that first weekend, that we're starting to get a lot more of the mainstream indigenous population coming in now as well. Even though we did start gradually building up on that, but there's a lot more that are coming through now.
All right.
And coming back to the royal visit, I think it's just really cemented something that we've been doing for a long time anyway, and it has widened that audience.
And do you feel that you've got a royal seal of approval in a way?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, I'd say so. Well, it is really, isn't it?
It is, yes.
They've come, they've spent time, they've ate with us, they've spent time with us, and they were very happy with what they saw and what they ate. So you'd have to put it down to that.
We can see, the princess there making something, and the Prince William as well, and your brother showcasing how it's done. How did he manage to get them to do what they did? Did you find it easy for them to do that? Or, because I know she does Mary Berry and things like that. She's done some programs with Mary Berry in her house. And, she seems as if she knew what she was doing.
As I said, from the moment they walked in, they made everybody feel at ease.
Right.
So everything, whatever was done, and something like that, which can prove to be quite difficult in something, as an example like this, but because of the way that they were, it was just very effortless, and they just really rolled their sleeves up and just got on with it.
So you're very down to earth, very simple.
Very simple.
None of these airs and graces that some people thought they might have.
Yeah.
And obviously, for the wider Bradford community, the Muslim community in particular, what do you think this visit has done in the eyes of not just the Muslim community, the Pakistani community, but the non-Muslim community as well? Because there's this image about segregation, ghettos, etc. Do you think that this image has brought people closer together?
I think it's really uplifted the whole of the Bradford community.
Right.
The fact that they've come and spent time here, visited City Hall, visited a community centre, visited a local business, and spent time, and the way they spent their time and the manner of the way that they did it as well. It was a real acknowledgement, and it gave the city a real boost of confidence.
Now, I assume Sophie's had a letter from them thanking them for your hospitality. I assume you've got a letter as well, have you?
Yes, we got a very, very nice letter from them thanking us for the hospitality and the efforts that we put into it. So that's very much appreciated from them. And
do they, any comments about your food or anything like that?
Yeah, there's, again, within the letter, they said it on the day anyway, but within the letter they just reinforced that they absolutely loved the food, really happy with the work that we're doing with the Curry Circle, happy with the work that we're doing with Bradford College with the apprenticeships, and overall just thanked us for the effort that we put into it.
So I'm assuming you're going to use that letter and put it up somewhere to showcase it, and quite rightly, why not? Why not?
We're going to put a plaque up in the flagship restaurant, and next to the plaque we're going to put the letter that's been sent.
Right. And you must have lots of images from the day as well, footage of their visit inside, etc.
Yeah, so currently we've got a frame within all our restaurants which has got a few of the pictures of some of the ones that you're showing, all put together on one frame.
Right, okay.
Showcasing the visit.
I want to know if there's a royal smoothie. Did you have
well,
a royal smoothie going?
Funny you say that, because the mango milkshake that Prince William made, straight after that visit on the weekend, our sales went up by 400–500%.
Wow.
Everybody came in and said, "Can we have that mango milkshake, please?"
Oh, right.
Well,
because as he tasted it, he said, "Wow, that's amazing," or something along them lines.
Right.
yeah.
So our milkshake sales have gone through the roof. So our response to the letter that was sent by Prince William and Kate, we sent them a letter back, and in that we've put that we'd like to donate a percentage of our sales to a charity of their choice.
Oh, right. Well.
So, but let's see where that goes.
So you're waiting for a response from them?
Yes.
Well, hopefully, inshallah, you will get a response. But again, that is a testimony of your personal principles and values as a good Muslim, that you feel that, you do business in this area and you have to put something back into the community. And I think that is the reason why they felt more comfortable coming to you and learning about the work that you do, particularly your work with the Curry Circle, feeding those who don't have a good meal, or at least once a week, and that I think cemented probably the visit for you as well. But I mean, going forward now, I'm assuming your London restaurant's going to be opening up. When did you say, in March, is it?
We're looking at 1st of March, inshallah.
1st of March. I presume you'll be sending an invitation to Kensington Palace, inviting them to the opening ceremony.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and let's hope that they accept the invitation. But in coming back for the people of Bradford, both of you, how can they use this visit, which has been very positive and as Asghar said, very uplifting, right, for the people of Bradford and the city of Bradford? How can they use this visit to try and make that image even more positive than it is at the moment? Because as I say, one of the things, there's a negativity about Bradford. You've said it before in your comments as well. How can we make capital out of it now?
I think it's showcasing the best of what happened, and I'd love to see tourism to Bradford increase. And I think it has, from the people that I've spoken to up and down the country, really changed their perceptions that Bradford is a worthwhile city to go and visit. If it's good enough for the royals, it should be good enough for anybody else to come in as well. So it's very much capitalising that and keeping that feel good and momentum going. And just looking up, it's aspirations, especially amongst young people, have really risen. Everybody's feeling very positive. It's how do we maintain that momentum and how do we keep that going?
What do we need to do that? I mean, I agree with you. I think it has given Bradford a bit of a boost. And I was talking to the Chief Executive of Bradford City Council, because they went to City Square. Hopefully she'll be coming on my programme very soon as well to talk about the visit as well and other things. And she was saying exactly the same thing. But I mean, you're a businessman. Obviously, your whole economic structure is based around Bradford and other as a business. I mean, how do we use this opportunity, which has presented itself, to showcase even more positives about Bradford?
I think it's happening with Bradford anyway. Bradford's got the second youngest population outside of London, and I'm a big advocate. I've always been a big advocate of Bradford. I've done business here and I've done very well with doing business here in Bradford. And I think the young population that's growing up here, this perception of Bradford in terms of from the past, the pessimistic view that people hold, I think that's been changing for quite a while, not just with the royal visit, but even prior to that. Right. So the royal visit has come along and cemented what's already happening anywhere. And I think the next few years for Bradford is going to be a really exciting time, because a lot of these youngsters are coming through with a lot more confidence with education. Excellent. And they've got a good basis to start with.
And I think statistically, Bradford's supposed to be the #1 city for startups as well.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Startups, yeah.
So there's a lot of positives.
There's a lot of
positives for Bradford.
There's a real entrepreneurial spirit within Bradford. And there has been for a long time.
And there's a lot of Muslim businesses as well in Bradford.
And it's about taking pride in that and showcasing that. Maybe we were sat on small gems that we didn't recognise, and it took for us to actually sit up and say, actually, we've got some really valuable pioneering and cutting-edge projects.
It's one of those things that, when it comes to the community sector, obviously you showcased what you were doing and that resonated with them. There's no doubt about it. In terms of businesses, and Bradford is the curry capital of the United Kingdom. So obviously it's quite right that they came to a place where they can enjoy the curry. As you said, I didn't realize that they were into curries, but again, something like. Is your family obviously must be very happy as well at this moment in time that they came and visited your business and they were part of that visit as well?
My family are extremely proud.
Yeah, there must be of you and your partners. And
absolutely. Well, we're a family-run business anyway, so everybody within the family are involved within the business in some way or another.
Subhanallah, right?
There's a real unity, mashallah, and long may that
May
continue.
Allah make it even more
I think that's, personally, I think that's our biggest strength, the fact that we've got unity as a family.
That makes all the difference,
and there's a lot of barakah and blessings within that as well.
Right, I'm going to have to curtail this conversation. We're coming to the end of our program. I'm really glad that both Asghar and Sophie managed to join me. Asghar, thank you for travelling all the way on your way back from Manchester. I hope you've enjoyed the program. Very positive of Bradford for the change. Inshallah, I'll see you next week. In the meantime, take care. May Allah be with you. May you be safe, and may dua for me, Asghar, Sophie, and everybody else. And inshallah, I'll see you soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.